Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Wednesday morning to you all. Hope you guys are doing well out there, having yourselves a great start to your day as always. A great week, halfway through it for most people, unless you work on the weekends. But getting a little bit closer to that weekend, guys. But this morning we got you an update, obviously, on what's going to happen weather-wise for today specifically. We're talking about a lot of heavy snow for certain areas along these Great Lakes where these lake effect snow bands are going to kick off and deliver several inches of snow for certain areas. This is going to start today, and not only off Lake Erie and Ontario, but Lake Michigan too. Areas like South Bend and surrounding communities could see a lot of heavy snow over the next 24 to 36 hours. We'll talk a little bit about that. Some lake effect snow warnings in effect because of it. Not because of that. That's actually, well, we got some winter storm warnings, but the lake effect snow warnings already in effect for areas of Erie and Ontario where some intense snow will start off. But not just that, we're going to have some snow squalls, snow showers pivoting through the entire Ohio Valley, and we'll make it as far south as Kentucky, and maybe some flurries, even all the way down to Tennessee a little bit later this evening. So we're going to talk about that and break it down. If you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. Appreciate the support, guys, over the last several days. And if you guys got anything that I can pray about, pray over, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. And I've excuse me, been seeing that a lot in the comments. It's great to see uplifting one another. And that's what, I feel like makes this channel a little bit maybe different than the others. It's not a huge channel, but we got like a family atmosphere in here. Not a whole lot of negative comments. And when I see them, I try to knock them out really quick because ain't nobody got time for that. So, certainly love the love that everybody shows to one another in here. I really do. But I really want to quickly mention, if you ever consider joining my channel, it's a great way to support what I do. I think I got around 17 members right now. So just trying to hit that 20 mark. But I really appreciate people who support me in that way. It really is appreciated and helps out monthly greatly. As I try to just slowly, it's a slow process, improve and make this channel a lot more appealing for the audience. So let's get rolling here. I've gotten to the point where I can consistently, for the most part, put timestamps in these videos. I wish I would have started doing that a long time ago. I've kind of gotten into the groove of doing it. It takes an extra 5 minutes, but I mean, that's not a whole lot of time, right? So sorry about the coughing. It still comes up every once in a while, but I feel 100% now from being sick several weeks ago. So thankful for that. But now my little girl's coughing. It seems like if somebody in my household's always got a little bit of a cough. So hopefully we'll shake that. But winter weather advisories continuing for what's going on right now in the interior Northeast. Winter storm warnings up for what will move into northern Maine a little bit later here in the coming hours. You see these pink counties right here in the far three southwest counties in Michigan and 3 northern counties in Indiana. This is because of some lake effect snow bands that will really intensify a little bit later this afternoon into this evening. And then you don't see it in these counties in and around Erie and Buffalo, but there's actually lake effect snow warnings in these areas. In fact, I'll switch it to the actual National Weather Service site. And you got this cool little green color, which depicts the lake effect snow warnings in effect. You get a little bit closer, and here it is. Lake effect snow warnings up for Buffalo, Watertown, a lot of areas, down to Jamestown, down to Erie. So it's happening, folks, for sure. So let's start off by talking about the Northeast. We'll go over the next 24 hours. Obviously, snow's still falling from this system. I'll be really interested if I got any followers or subscribers from the Massachusetts area, Connecticut. I would love to really hear what you hear about what you guys saw in this area overnight with that kind of front end thumping of snow. I was very surprised at the amount of snow that fell. For example, in and around the State College area, 4 to 6 inches of snow fell. Some really pretty pictures with the lights up. Definitely looked like a Christmas vibe out there. I love seeing that kind of stuff. So always send that to me on Twitter. That's always, well, I know not everybody has Twitter, guys, but it's a great way to follow along, to send me stuff. You can also send me stuff on Facebook too. Not just about weather, but anything, guys. It really is. So I have an automated message that sends on Facebook, and I want y'all to know that if you've ever messaged me on Facebook and you see that, that's just kind of an automated thing that sends that to the person, and just to let you know that I'm going to get back with you. That's not actually me. I would never send a robotic response like that. But anyways, getting off track here. So snow falling in upstate New York right now, for basically the central and northern half of Vermont and New Hampshire, and this is moving into Maine right now. This will continue to move through, and then it'll lessen as we get into the mid-afternoon hours, and then you'll get a full-on out winter storm in northern Maine. But one thing you notice down here is the lake effect snow machine starts kicking off Erie as early as this morning. Erie's going to be seeing some snow. Snow will be flying around even in the Cleveland area. It's going to get kind of warm, up to 40 degrees today, so it might mix with a little bit of rain. But listen, for Buffalo, this really doesn't start today. For areas far south of Buffalo, kind of between Buffalo and Erie, and really pretty far south of Buffalo, probably an hour or two south of Buffalo, this is really where it starts today for you folks. And then it starts to pivot into Buffalo's area probably sometime tomorrow. But, I mean, you got a lot of snow showers flying around in Ohio this evening. It continues to be a snowy scene in Michigan. And then we'll get a little bit closer to Indiana here in a second, so bear with me. But these lake effect snow bands start to really fire off Erie. Ontario, it really starts probably tomorrow morning, but a lot of snow flying. And some of these snows will break containment. Maybe make it pretty far east in areas of New York State, maybe make it all the way to State College, Pennsylvania. But we'll see what happens here. Maybe some flurries in Pittsburgh, but we're getting into tomorrow at this point. But between now and the next 24 hours, maybe over a foot of snow expected in northern Maine. Several inches of snow could fall in New Hampshire, Vermont, upstate New York, but more so just a kind of the 3 to 5 inch range for these areas, unless you kind of live in those higher elevations in those 3 states I just mentioned. But if you notice right here, this is just in the next 24 hours. You could get a little bit of snow even down here. Certainly a couple inches of snow in the higher elevations of West Virginia. You get a little bit closer to these folks. Pennsylvania, New York State, Erie right in here. Erie could potentially get half a foot of snow just in the next 24 hours, guys. But Buffalo being right here, really in an area between Erie, Buffalo, you guys could get hit hard. Maybe let's see if we could get, there's the potential for 8 to 12 inches. This is the National Weather Service, guys. The professionals in this area right here. So we'll watch out for that. I really think the epicenter here, I don't want to butcher this county right here. Let's see if I can look at something really fast. National Weather Service in Buffalo. I don't even know why I'm trying to do this on the fly, guys. But basically, this county down here, Jamestown, the town of Jamestown. Somebody correct me in the comments for sure. I don't want to try to do all this on the fly and get all off track with this video. But Jamestown, probably a known bigger town in this county in the far western end of New York State. This will probably be the epicenter over the next 24 hours of maybe some heavier snow, or just north of Jamestown. But there could be a very small band, skinny band if you will, that sets up, that dumps a ton of snow in a very small area, and maybe not as much on either side of that band. But the band begins to start to pop off Lake Ontario also. We'll see what happens here north of Syracuse, maybe just south of Watertown, maybe a half a foot of snow. And this is also probably counting a little bit of what snow it will be falling over the next few hours, but it's probably going to start to let up here this morning. So we'll certainly watch this. The southeast, maybe some showers in the eastern Carolinas might move through, but other than that, that moves on off the coast, the kind of the what's left of this low pressure. And then look, you're going to have some snow showers, flurries, flying around as far south as Kentucky. And then some of this will try to drift into even Tennessee, maybe later this evening. I wouldn't be surprised if Nashville's reporting some flurries flying around, maybe later this evening after the sun goes down. It's going to be a really chilly night also. But snow certainly flying around in West Virginia, that's for sure, especially as we get into the evening hours. We'll take a look at the north-central U.S. Just a lot of just light snow flying around the Dakotas. Very cold, so anything that falls in the Dakotas is going to stick. And maybe some flurries around Minneapolis. And then you still got snow on the far western end of Lake Superior that will be flying around. And then I think, I don't know if Chicago is reporting snow right now. Let's see. Let's see what you're seeing over here in Chicago. Yeah, just outside of Chicago, the western suburbs of Chicago, reporting a little bit of snow. So I think Chicago will probably see a little bit of snow a little bit later today, for sure. In fact, there's some bands already starting to fire off that southeast end of Lake Michigan. This will start to begin big time this afternoon, but you certainly got a little bit of snow around. There's just going to be pockets of light snow all throughout the Great Lakes region and then the north central U.S., and then this will really amplify here this afternoon for especially eastern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio down to Kentucky, and then a lake effect snow streamer will certainly fire up here and really start to affect areas like South Bend, especially north and northwest of South Bend for sure. In fact, let's just get a little bit closer look at Indiana, Ohio. And we're getting into about midday here. Flurries, snow showers, even snow squalls. Like I said, through Illinois, all the way to Ohio, all the way to West Virginia, down here to Kentucky. There'll be a several-hour period. And then this lake effect snow band starts to fire off, especially overnight. This will start to unload several inches of snow in this area over, I would say, probably a 24-hour period before it lets up. Then might fire off again tomorrow evening. So we'll see what happens here. And then maybe another area of flurries, snow showers, maybe some lake effect snow that's more so west to east oriented overnight Thursday into Friday morning. So just a wintry week continues. It really does. But snowfall between now and the next 24 hours from the National Weather Service. I mean, if you're, like I said, in this far southwest county in Michigan, over a foot of snow is certainly possible. South Bend, you get down and you start to get to just the far southern end of Michigan, Lake Michigan, a few inches of snow is possible. But, you know, you look at the HRRR model because I want to show it for you folks down here. Between now and the next, well, let's just stop here. This takes us almost all the way through midnight. You see how you got these pockets of accumulating snow all the way down into Kentucky, West Virginia? I think it's possible that you could get, you know, some, like I said, pockets and just a brief burst of snow throughout the entire Ohio Valley today that could quickly coat the grounds, maybe cause some issues on the roadways, maybe brief whiteout conditions. It's very possible, guys. It really is. So, but of course, these lake effect snow bands will be firing off southeast Lake Michigan, and this will be the favorite area of just solid, you know, consistent streamers of snow. South central U.S., very quiet today. You definitely can have some flurries that might develop in Missouri a little bit later tonight, but outside of that, pretty quiet weather. Not a whole lot to speak on at all. The eastern U.S., very cold, sub-freezing temperatures for highs all the way down to northern Missouri, and then points north below freezing. 50s for the southeast, 40s and 50s for the deep south. Texas, a very chilly day. Ohio Valley jammed into the 30s. A very chilly day across Tennessee, Kentucky. It'll get very cold tonight also. And yeah, so that's about it, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great day. If you like snow, enjoy the snow across the Ohio Valley today. If it annoys you, then, you know, I certainly feel bad for you. And I know not everybody likes the snow, but I certainly do. And I don't expect everybody to think like I do, but you know, but try to make the best of it. It is the holidays. We're entering the holiday period, so try to make the best of it. I understand when it gets to February and March, it gets kind of annoying, especially for you folks up here in the north where it turns into dirty snow. But anyways, I'm just kind of rambling. God bless all y'all. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to you soon.